In the depths of the underworld, where shadow and substance intertwine, the Queen of Heaven had tasted death's bitter embrace. Through the intervention of ancient wisdom, through Enki's crafting of beings, neither male nor female, Inanna arose. But the laws of the cosmic deep are immutable, their price non-negotiable. The Gala demons, creatures who know neither food nor drink, who take no pleasure in life's sweetness, clung to her sides as she ascended. They were the enforcers of ancient cosmic law. What descends must be replaced, what is gained must be balanced by loss. The scales of the universe demand their weight in flesh and divinity. But who would descend to that realm of dust, where bread is baked from clay and brackish water fills every cup? As Inanna emerged into the light of the living world, this question echoed through the sacred precincts of Sumer's temples, through the chambers of divine power, through the very fabric of cosmic order itself. For while the Queen of Heaven had walked the paths of death, while her body hung like meat on a hook in her sister's dark realm, someone had kept her throne warm. Someone had worn the mantle of power without the burden of its price. In the great city of Uruk, in the temple where sacred marriage once bound heaven and earth, Dumuzid, the shepherd king, had been celebrating. This is a tale of divine treachery, of power's seduction, of a shepherd who would usurp the very throne of heaven itself. The consequences of his actions would echo through millennia, shaping the very nature of divinity in the minds of humanity for ages to come. In the depths of antiquity, where myth and history are inseparable partners, arose a figure whose shadow stretches across the millennia. Dumuzid, the shepherd who would be divine. His story echoes through the corridors of time, resonating with patterns that would shape the very foundations of Western religious thought. Born of the sweet waters of wisdom, son of Enki himself, Dumuzid emerged from the cosmic depths bearing the staff that would become more than mere tool. It would transform into a symbol of divine authority, a pattern repeated through ages yet to come. For in this shepherd's tale lies a seed, a prototype that would flower in ways his worshippers could never have imagined. Through sacred marriage with Inanna, Queen of Heaven, he ascended from mortal shepherd to divine consort. But in this elevation lurked a shadow of ambition, a hunger that would reshape the very nature of divinity. For what begins as partnership may end in usurpation, what starts as harmony may conclude in cosmic upheaval. Consider, if you will, how the image of the shepherd would evolve from tender of flocks to tender of souls, from guardian of sheep to guardian of cosmic order itself. In Dumuzid's transformation lies a pattern, a template that would echo through the chambers of time, emerging in forms both familiar and profound to those who would follow ancient paths of wisdom. As our tale unfolds, watch closely how this shepherd's staff becomes a rod of power, how his simple crown transforms into something far more cosmic in scope. For in these ancient symbols lie secrets that would reshape the very nature of divinity, patterns that would emerge again and again, each time more profound, each time more absolute in their authority. But first, we must understand what drove this shepherd to celebrate while his divine queen descended into darkness. What ambition stirred in the heart of one who would dare to sit upon heaven's empty throne? The answers lie in the very patterns of power that would come to dominate religious thought for millennia to come. In the ancient dance of divine justice, Inanna's search for a substitute began not with strangers, but with those closest to her divine heart. Each encounter would reveal the deeper nature of loyalty, devotion, and the cosmic price of power. Let us witness these moments as they were recorded in the sacred tablets of Sumer, where each word carries the weight of divine testimony. First came Ninshubur, her faithful servant whose devotion had already proven true in the depths of Inanna's descent. As the demons reached for her, a profound moment of divine recognition unfolded. The Gala said to Inanna, "Walk on, Inanna. We will take Ninshubur in your place," Inanna cried. "No, Ninshubur is my constant support. She is my Sukal who gives me wise advice. She is my warrior who fights by my side." She did not forget my words. She set up a lament for me by the ruins. She beat the drum for me at the assembly places. She circled the houses of the gods. In this moment of recognition, we witness the first template of divine loyalty rewarded. But the cosmic scales remained unbalanced, and the search continued. They came upon Shara, son of Inanna, in his sanctuary. Here too, the sacred text reveals another facet of divine judgment. The Gala said to her, "Walk unto your city, Inanna. We will take Shara in your place," Inanna cried. "No, not Shara. He is my son who sings hymns to me. He is my son who cuts nails and smooths my hair." And so then they continued their search. They came then to Lulal, whose devotion manifested in humble service to his mother. The Gala again said to her, "Walk on, Inanna. We will take Lulal in your place." Inanna cried once more. "No, not Lulal. He is my son. He is a leader among men. He is my right arm. He is my left arm." Each refusal deepens the mystery of what is to come. For in these moments of sparing, in these acts of divine protection, we see the outline of a greater pattern emerging. Those who maintained their devotion, who honored the cosmic order, even in the face of divine absence, were preserved. But what of one who did not? What of one who saw in that absence not an occasion for mourning, but an opportunity for power? The answer awaited in Uruk, where upon a throne meant for divine partnership, sat one who had forgotten his place in the cosmic order. The shepherd who would be king was about to learn the price of cosmic ambition. Within the sacred precincts of Uruk, where heaven and earth once joined in sacred union, a profound cosmic betrayal was about to be revealed. Here, in the very sanctuary where the marriage of divine powers had been celebrated, sat one who had transformed absence into opportunity, loss into ambition. Upon the throne meant for partnership between divine forces, meant to bridge the cosmic realms in sacred balance, Dumuzid had placed himself not as consort, but as usurper. The ancient tablets speak with chilling clarity of this moment of revelation. When she came to her city, she found him seated on his magnificent throne. He was wearing his garments of power. He sat in splendor upon the royal throne. While the sacred precincts of other gods bore witness to grief, while the cosmic order itself trembled with the absence of the Queen of Heaven, Dumuzid had adorned himself in the very garments of divine authority. The shepherd had not only forgotten his flock, he had attempted to transform his staff of guidance into a scepter of absolute power. In this moment, witnessed by the very stones of Uruk, we see the emergence of a pattern that would echo through millennia of religious consciousness, the transformation of partnership into dominion, of service into sovereignty. The ancient text reveals the terrible recognition. Inanna fastened on Dumuzid the eye of death. She spoke against him the word of wrath. She uttered against him the cry of guilt. "Take him! Take Dumuzid away!" In this judgment we witness not merely personal betrayal, but cosmic reordering. For in Dumuzid's attempt to usurp divine power lay the seeds of a transformation that would reshape humanity's very conception of the divine. The shepherd who would be king became the template for a new understanding of divine authority, one that would echo through the chambers of time, emerging in forms both familiar and profound to those who would follow the paths of religious evolution. But first, witness how the mighty shepherd, faced with cosmic justice, reveals his true nature in the moment of his judgment. In the sacred moment of judgment, where cosmic law meets divine retribution, the shepherd, faced with the consequences of his cosmic ambition, reveals the true nature that lies beneath his claims to divine authority. Observe how the ancient tablets speak of this moment of truth, where the mask of power falls away to reveal the trembling heart beneath. Dumuzid turned pale and wept. He raised his hands to heaven, to Utu. "O Utu, you are my brother-in-law. I am the husband of your sister. I brought cream to your mother's house. I brought milk to Ningal's house." In this plea to cosmic forces, we witness not the dignity of divine sovereignty, but the desperate bargaining of one who knows his transgression. The shepherd who would claim heaven's throne now seeks escape through earthly connections, through mundane offerings of cream and milk, a profound revelation of his true station. The ancient text reveals the depth of his fear, the extent of his attempt to flee cosmic justice. Change my hands into the hands of a snake. Change my feet into the feet of a snake. Let me escape from my demons. Do not let them hold me. In this metamorphic moment, we glimpse a profound truth about the nature of divine power and those who would usurp it. The shepherd, who abandoned his sacred duty of partnership, attempts to shed his very form, to slither away from the consequences of his cosmic ambition. The serpentine connection to divine wisdom turned now to desperate escape. His sister Inanna, witnessing his terror, embodies a different form of divine loyalty, one that would establish its own pattern in the tapestry of religious consciousness. If we tell your hiding place, may your dogs devour us, your black dogs of shepherdship, your royal dogs of kingship, let your dogs devour us. In this moment of familial devotion, we witness the price of divine justice, the tearing of cosmic fabric, the separation of sacred bonds. For in Dumuzid's fall lies not just personal consequence, but the seeds of a profound transformation in humanity's understanding of divine authority. The betrayal of Dumuzid reveals itself not simply as a tale of personal transgression. As he dreams, Dumuzid laments to nature itself. "O steppe, set up a wail for me. O crabs in the river, mourn for me. O frogs in the river, call for me. O my mother Sirta, weep for me." Here we encounter a profound revelation in Dumuzid's prophetic dream. Here, in the symbolic language of the unconscious, the shepherd who would be God confronts the terrible price of cosmic ambition. As Dumuzid lay down among the reeds to dream, a prophecy falls upon him and he awakes in terror. Bring her, bring my sister, bring my Inanna, my little sister, my tablet-knowing scribe. My singer who knows many songs, my sister who knows the meaning of words, my wise woman who knows the meaning of dreams. Inanna does come to him, and he relays his dream. Rushes rise all about me, rushes grow thick about me, water is poured over my holy hearth. The bottom of my churn drops away. My drinking cup falls from its peg. My shepherd's crook has disappeared. An eagle seizes a lamb from the sheepfold. A falcon catches a sparrow on the reed fence. My sister, your goats drag their lapis beards in the dust. Your sheep scratch the earth with bent feet. The churn lies silent, no milk is poured. The cup lies shattered, Dumuzid is no more. The sheepfold is given to the winds. The ancient tablets speak their damning truth as Inanna replies. The rushes which rise all about you, the rushes which grow thick about you, are your demons who will pursue and attack you. O Dumuzid, I will tear at my cheeks in grief for you. The churn lies silent, no milk is poured. The cup lies shattered, Dumuzid is no more. The sheepfold is given to the winds. In his fear he has drawn his sister to his side, and as the Gala demons catch up, he uses her as a shield. The Gala demons tear at her clothes, pour pitch into her vulva, and yet despite this she does not yield. Dumuzid continues fleeing, this time to Utu, the god of justice, and he cries out, "O Utu, you are my brother-in-law. I am the husband of your sister. I am the one who carried food to the holy shrine. I am the one who brought wedding gifts to Uruk. I kissed the holy lips. I danced on the holy knees, the knees of Inanna. Change my hands into the hands of a gazelle. Change my feet into the feet of a gazelle. Let me escape from my demons." Merciful Utu does as Dumuzid asks, and away he goes, transformed as a gazelle. Dumuzid flees again and again until he ends up back among the sheepfold of his sister. Upon seeing him within her sheepfold, Inanna wept and tore at her eyes, her mouth and thighs, rending her own flesh in despair. One struck Dumuzid on the cheek with a piercing nail. A second struck Dumuzid on the other cheek with his shepherd's crook. Each of the 7 Gala demons dismantled an element of his sacred power. In that moment they bid him rise. "Your ewes are seized. Your lambs are seized, your goats are seized, your kids are seized. Take off your holy crown from your head. Take off your garment from your body. Let your royal scepter fall to the ground. Take off your holy sandals from your feet. Naked, you go with us." Dumuzid is carried off to the underworld. His fate is uncertain. It is only his beloved Inanna who may save him. The shepherd who sought to claim heaven's throne would establish a template that another shepherd deity would follow, one whose impact would echo through the ages with even greater force. The story of Dumuzid's hubristic fall echoes not merely through the corridors of time. This transformation ripples through the tapestry of religious consciousness, from Dumuzid to Yahweh, from the partner of the Queen of Heaven to the solitary deity who declares, "I am that I am." The pattern emerges with stark clarity. The shepherd who tends becomes the shepherd who commands. The consort becomes the absolute. Consider the shepherd Abraham, emerging from Ur of the Chaldees, the very crucible where Dumuzid's worship held sway over the collective imagination of humanity. For just as Dumuzid sought to transform his shepherd's staff into a scepter of absolute power, so too do we witness the evolution of divine authority in the Abrahamic tradition. From local deity to universal monarch, from partner in creation to supreme creator. Who was it that made themselves known to Abraham in the desert? Could it be the deposed Dumuzid? In this light, Abraham's journey from Ur becomes not merely a geographical exodus, but a profound transformation in humanity's relationship with the divine, carrying forward the template established in the ancient drama of the shepherd who would be God with a capital G. But in this ancient drama lies a deeper mystery still to be unveiled. For even as Dumuzid descends unwillingly into the darkness, even as he faces the consequences of his cosmic ambition, another truth waits to emerge. The Queen of Heaven, in her infinite capacity for love and transformation, may yet reveal another dimension to this cosmic dance. Join us in our next exploration, where we delve deeper into these mysteries in real time. Together we will trace the footsteps of the divine shepherd through the sands of time, from the temples of ancient Sumer, through the wilderness of biblical narrative, to the very foundations of modern religious consciousness. For in this journey lies not just historical revelation, but keys to understanding our own relationship with the divine. How did the partner become the patriarch? How did the staff of guidance become the rod of authority? And most crucially, what ancient wisdom lies buried in the original harmony of divine forces? Our story isn't over. Inanna has reclaimed her throne. Dumuzid has been dragged to the underworld by demons. What happens next will truly shock you.